Hey, my family, welcome back to the Learning Lounge. I'm Chuks, your host. Today, we are diving into the hot topic that we have today: public school, private school, homeschooling. Which one is the best? This has sparked out many debates all over across it. Some people use it as a debate on television sessions or in a podcast or in YouTube channels, from parents to teachers to even students themselves. But go get your popcorn, peel down on your seat, let's break it down. Okay, welcome back. Let's just start by speaking on public school. When you hear the word public school, what first comes to your mind? What is the thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word public school? For me, all these things, all this domain, all these three schooling are probably in my domain, aside from homeschooling, in an aspect, homeschooling. Because me, while growing up, I went to 2 primary school, I went to 5 secondary school, and then one high institution. Yes, yes, yes. 2 primary school, 5 secondary school before I could write my SSCE, that's my WAEC, and then 1 high institution. And from that 5 primary school, I attended 1 federal, 2 government, and 2 private. Yes, 5, yeah. 1 federal, 2 government, and 2 private. So this is my domain. I can be able to speak on aspect of all these 3 part of schooling: the public, the private, and the homeschooling. First of all, we'll start by speaking on the public. When they say the word public school, what comes to your mind? For me, I will say it's usually a government funding school. Some are free attending, most are affordable. The big advantage is the diversity over it all. You get to meet people, different types of people, different background, different lifestyle, different talent, different walk of life, you learn to socialize with different skills and navigate with big groups. There are many things that you can be able to get in public school which you cannot be able to get in private school. There are many things that you can get in private school which you cannot get in homeschooling. Like as we're speaking on public school, there are always teamwork. And let's be honest, surviving the cafeteria food, and which mostly what people tend to like during the break, you tend to go out to buy what you will eat in the cafeteria, dragging to be sold first, dragging to get your food, and different gossiping around in the cafeteria section, laughing up and down, meeting different aspect of people. Public school are usually mostly the fun. From all the 5 schools I attended, I kind of enjoyed the public school aspect of it. But unfortunately, I guess my WAEC, I took it in public school as well. Okay, no, my WAEC, I took it in private school. That was in private school where I wrote my WAEC. Then I now took my NECO in public school. Seriously, for me to come in here on this section, on this platform, saying anything, I have to be truthful. I don't have to make up lies just to impress anybody. I have to go down to the root of everything so that my audience and people who are watching me will be well educated and also follow me and also know that they are following a truthful person. I took my WAEC in a private school and then my NECO in a government school, because I didn't make my NECO in the private school, so I have to go for another extra WAEC in the government school. But unfortunately, I made the WAEC and I made the NECO, and what I needed is the NECO for me to combine my 2 result. So I am using 1 WAEC in private school and 1 NECO in government school. So like I said, I attended 2 private school and I attended 2 public school and 1 federal school. So all this aspect of it. But what the flip side of it, some public schools tends to suffer. Will I say suffer? No, I won't use the word suffer. I will say struggle with large classes, less funding for resources, and teachers who are stretched super thin. So while you get exposure to this real world diversity, the quality can very lot depend on how you were living. And if you have been following this our YouTube education lounge, you tend to see in some of our previous episodes when we talk about how students should be comfortable in the kind of environment where they teach. Public school is type of those schools. You get to see classes not being well conducive for the student to learn very well. There will be more students and less occupant. Less occupant, what I mean by furnitures or desks where they sit. You will see a school making like a long desk for 9 to 10 students sitting on it. Tell me how they will be able to comfortable. And you see some people standing up. I don't have to speak on I don't have to call name, but there's one of my public school that I attended. Some of the classes we used to stand up and write. Some of the classes we used to stand up and receive lecture because there are not enough desks for us to sit down. Is there anyone who will be doing that and tends to understand what they're doing? All you have in your mind is just teach this and let us just jot it down and just go. What you are saying or what the teacher was even voicing out doesn't even concern us. We don't care about it. All we just have to make sure that we have fully done, we fully follow the notes, because most of the time they always threaten us with, we are going to mark your notes, we are going to go through your notes, and if you don't have your notes up to date, you are losing a mark or you will be get spanked in public school. So all we try and eager to do is just to make sure that our note is up to date. How we are doing that doesn't concern them. We tend to stand up to be writing, and it doesn't even concern them. All the teacher was doing is just teach, but make sure you just write what we are speaking, what we are saying. So those are the kind of the flip side of it in public school. Does it have its advantage? Yes, it has advantage. Like I mentioned earlier on, you get to meet different kinds of people, you get to meet different kinds of background, you get to meet different kinds of work ethics people, different talents, and all those things. You make friends that you probably will even be helpful for you in future. Yes, those are the advantage side of it. And also in all these aspects, not just only like I say, I've speak the advantage of it of public school, I speak the disadvantage of it. You tend to get uncomfortable. But in all the students be in the class while the lecture or while the teaching is going on. What I can be able to add to this is to plead with the government. They should tend to go around all the public school we have and see any of help they can be able to do or any restructures they need to do in those schools, because they really need restructuring. They really need some help for the betterment and for the grace of all the students who are going there. Now we go over to private schools. What do you say about private schools? These ones are usually a price tag schooling. Yeah, a price tag schooling. The parents' wallet usually hears that the parent account usually knows that their children are attending private schools. They feel this one very well, but in exchange you often get smaller classes, more attention from the teachers, and some fancier facilities like computer labs. That actual works for the students as well, or the sports field that doesn't even look like a desert. Like the public school. The public school tends to have a very larger field that looks like a desert, but in private schools you don't even you hardly get a sports field. They usually don't have sports because most of them are all compounded with different kind of sports equipment like basketball, volleyball, what else? Tennis courts, and it's just a smaller space for football. These are what private school always offers, but they always tend to have good and nice basic educations, because those are the kind of schools that admit smaller quantity because they check their classes and they check the number of desks they have in their class before they admit any student. When they have exceeded those desks, they stop taking in students. And also in that in those in and also in the favor of that aspect, it will tend the teacher to be able to pay attention to each and every student. Each and every student can be able to ask their question, and the teacher will take their time to answer them. The teacher will take their time to explain to them. The teacher will take their time to make sure that everyone gets his in her or her way the place they are having confusion, and they sort it out and they move on. Those are the kind of school where you can be able to see labs. Just like I mentioned, computer lab, you can get a science lab, you can get a school library, you can get what other things? You can get some clubs, some very good nice clubs which have a provision of, or a space for it. They are usually involved in greater activities. They usually involve in very nice and wonderful skills that the public school cannot even afford, because they don't have such infrastructure, because they don't have such funding. Parents that their kids, these are usually, well, let me just put it there, these are usually the students whom their parents are well to do. They tend to bring out money very well for the betterment of their kids. They tend to support the school in any way they can be able to do, in any way they can be able to assist in, just for their kids to do better. Okay, welcome back. As we are speaking before, we are on private sector, which is private schooling. Some of these private schools have activities club that they tend to, when the parents are paying for the school fees or the entrance fee, they tend to include it in all the list of what you are paying for. You will see what you are paying for. They tend to list what you are going to pay for, that your children will be involved with. This is a club and this is what it costs. And they tend to prove out and they tend to make out time to get people who are very, very good in all those clubs to be able to teach for those students. Like me, during one of my private school, we have a robotic club, we have a ballet club, we have a dancing club, we have a drama club, we have a Said club, we have a debate club. Yeah, okay. Oh, in public school, we also have a debate club. But in private, these are some of the clubs that we have in my private school. But I never experienced that when I was in public school. Sometimes, will I just put it this way? Sometimes when you see a private school student and a public school student in a confined space, or probably probably there is an occasion for all schools, and they told everyone to come to a specific location or a square for this. When you see the private school student and see the public student, you will tend to know there are some ways that the private school student tends to behave that the public school student, I won't call all of them, because we have well-mannered and good composure family that train their child. Aside from what they learn in school, they train their child very, very, very well. But you usually see those different ways of their lifestyle and the way they behave and the way they talk and the way they speak, their intonations or their vocabulary, all those things. Please just help me out here if I'm kind of saying it in a bad way, but I'm just trying to put it in a way that it won't be any offense to any of these schools. But from what I'm saying, because I will say it in this way, the private schools, they tend to follow some kind of teaching philosophies, like the Montessori or the religion-based education. They kind of tailor some learning experience. Downside, beside the cost, it can feel like even a bubble, not as much exposure to the wider society though, but in a means of a raw real world mix. Yes, that's why they are always that way, more than the public school, because the public schools, they don't have all these things. They don't have all this kind of learning experience. They don't have all these kind of learning exposures. The private schools, they take their time, go beyond, even outside the country of their location, to make sure that these kids, they look different, which these kids get something different. This kid tends to show that they really attend private schools. When they get all these kind of educations, when they have all this kind of day to day, from Monday to Friday, all the time, tell me why when you see them on the road or when you see them out there, you can't be able to recognize or tell that this child is from a private school. And when we come for the homeschooling, now this one has been a rise, especially, let's just say, since the pandemic, the biggest peak of it. Flexibility, oh, you will learn on your own pace. You can be able to learn on your own time. Be able to tailor your lessons and your studies to your own strength. And even learn while chilling with your pajamas. Tell me who doesn't love that? You can stay on your computer doing probably the online classes and you kind of feel hungry. You just go out there. The teacher will not even know that you are no longer there and go and get something. You will see someone, the person can be able to carry his or her laptop while the lesson is going on, keep it far from the gas cooker and be making his or her food to eat. You will just lie down on the bed, probably be watching television and be listening to online class because maybe they made it mandatory or your parents pay for it and you don't want to waste the money, but you are watching television while you are learning at the same time. So it's a very kind of a lovable thing that everybody enjoyed during the pandemic. They were doing online classes, partaking in a way that they can. So you see some people that might not even be able to come online if it's not mandatory, that your teacher or whoever that is in charge of the online class doesn't even care if you come online or not. When you tend to misbehave, no one will flog you. They kind of give you a quiz or this thing, you will take a quiz on your this thing, giving you time. If you are someone who is faster, you can be able to copy from another device or take it further. But I'm not involved in that. I don't support for kids involving in my practice. No. I don't support it. But that's one of the things that was kind of an advantage side of homeschooling. They tend to do as they want, tailor their lessons to their strength, have their lectures anywhere they feel like, in the sitting room, in the toilet, in the bathroom, on their bed, anywhere. That's the advantage side of it. But the challenges that they have for someone who is homeschooling is you are definitely going to miss out in social life activities. You are definitely going to miss out in group projects, and everything that people tends to do in that physical structure, like coming in terms like sports team. You won't be able to be involved in sports team. Who are you going to join in the sports team? Are you going to join yourself or your ghost in sports team, or the spirit or the air that you are within the atmosphere? Are you going to, or who are you going to gossip with in the hallway, in the cafeteria sections? Nobody. You're just going to gossip with yourself. You're just going to gossip with your teddy bear that is lying in front of you on the bed. Plus also, not every parent are equipped to be a teacher. Like some certain things that you tend not to understand, which you can ask your teacher to help you out, or go to a teacher that you find it very in good companionship with, so you can be able to go and meet the teacher to help you. And you can't be able to do that because this is a homeschooling class. And some parents also some parents who are very, very busy with their work, they won't be able to have time to sit down and also get involved in those student education in whatever they are doing. And they even tend not to even know what if they are really attending classes online. So the quality depends on a lot of the family structures. They tend to miss some high school parties. They tend to miss some high school activity. They tend to miss out all those life experience that someone who is in a private school or a public school experienced. But in all these aspects, like for me, like I said earlier, for me who have attended private and I've attended public, and I've attended federal. Hmm. I'll take attending school is better than homeschooling. Okay, my people, welcome back to the Learning Lounge with Chuks and Livia. If you are just joining us, we are talking about whether private school, public school, or homeschooling, which one is the best? All tends to be schooling, all tends to be the way it is. But let's just ask the main question here. What's the big question in all this? What do you say is the big question in all this? But let me just be truthful to you here. There is no one size shoe fit all people. Your shoe is not my size. My size, the size of my shoe, it's not A's size of shoe. A's size of shoe is not B size of shoe. Everybody has their own individual. Just like I said earlier, it depends on the child, it depends on the family structure, and it depends on the community. Some kids tend to thrive in public school. Yes, some kids tend to thrive in public school because of the kind of people that he or she surround himself with. Maybe probably he has or she have friends who are well intelligent, who are well structured, who are from a very good, well structured home, that their parents tends to pay attention to their education. When you associate yourself with such kind of people, even as in a public school you tend to thrive well. You tend to survive very well. You tend to be a magnificent structure from that aspect. Just like also in private school, some kids need a focus of a private school. They are not the kind of people that tends to function very well in a larger quantity, that they don't tend to speak up. They need a focus of a private school. A focus of a private school is what can make them whatever they tend to be. It's what can be able to bring them up. It's what that can be able to structure them up. And some blossom in homeschooling setups. Yes. Being in the comfort of themselves, just all by themselves, they tend to think well. All just by themselves, they tend to focus well. All by themselves, they tend to get things that they can't be able to get when other people are all throwing up their questions, and they are shy to ask their own question because they feel like if they ask this question, they might get laughed at, or if they ask this question, it might not make sense. So on their own, they tend to focus. If you see those kind of people, just watch wherever they are studying, they tend to have 3 or 4 or 5 different types of brands and authors and everything, all in the same one topic, because they are trying to get each and every explanation, each and every solution for a one particular topic. These are the ways that they tend to strive, and these are the way they tend to understand their own. That's homeschooling. It's not all just about the system overall, or it's not just really about the nice of excuse me, of every system in individual, but it's about the best of you in that system. Education isn't just one size fits all t-shirt. It's more like choosing the right pair of shoes. What might fit you might not fit me. So everyone have their tendency of a way they tend to learn. Everyone have their own tendency of kind of schooling when they be in. They will tend to focus very well. Just like I was explaining before, in this structuralized schooling, you tend to meet different kinds of human beings and everything, aside from homeschooling, because in homeschooling you won't be able to meet all these things. So everyone tends to have their own. Okay, for me, I will now say that the last private school that I attended, and the federal school I attended first, they really did good for me. They really did good for me. I won't say that public school is not. Public school is good. Private school is good. Homeschooling, I never did homeschooling, so I can't be able to speak on that aspect. So you can't blame a parent who doesn't have much big wallet for the child to attend private school, not to castigate the education the child got from public school. No, all these schools are all nice. All these schools are well structured, but they need a very good, well, attentive, basic educational fund, which the private sector gives, that the public school does not give. But like I say, all these are not just all these educations isn't just size fit all t-shirt. It's more like choosing the right pair of shoe. What fits me might not be able to fit you. So as we come back, we'll finish by closing all in this topic, because I feel like we have roasted all this topic all till we are back. Okay, welcome back to our episode on this topic. I feel like I have roasted all these topics to your own taste and your understanding. So here, this is what I want to know from you. What could be your thoughts if you are asked to pick any of these three schooling, whether private, whether public, and whether homeschooling? We'd like to get your thoughts on the comment section. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video to every other of your friends, every other of your neighbors, and every other colleagues, so they can join the lounge. Until next time, alright, it's just me, Chuks, holding down the fort today. Livia will be back soon. I know you all miss our sarcasm. Till next time, keep learning, keep growing, and stay curious. Thank you very much. Until our next episode. Bye.